4 years at Manual. Again, it was historic. It was very diverse when I was there. As a matter of fact, it was majority white when I was at Manual.
Yeah, that's what she told me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great high school to be a part. Great experiment.
By the way, they're shooting a film right now that we'll put up on the internet.
What's up, Sheik?
What's up?
Bolts rule.
Manual thunderbolts can't be beat.
Let me see your bug
She played football at Manual, and he said, you know, that's when he knew you. He said, like, you were the guy, and like you were. So I mean, this is like your other guy right here.
Yeah, and now that I know he's a Thunderbolt, you know, he introduced himself as grade when
he's always great.
And I remember his face now that I've looked at him a couple times. Hey, we had a great time at Manual. There were probably 1,200 students at the school. It was a very close-knit school.
You told me it was funny because the only time that you were on the show, you did it by phone after the day of the runoff, and we were goofing on it, and you said you put Stevie Johnson in a locker. I've heard more people call me about that. I bet he couldn't do it now. I said,
no, I wouldn't do that. Stevie and I have joked about it. You know, we're very good friends.
I know.
We've joked about it. I've followed his career, been to a lot of his fights. He's a classic professional in the ring, and you know, but he was a little twerp at that time. I mean, I think I was a senior at the time, and he was a freshman, and so we do what seniors do to freshmen.
Of course.
And I stuffed him in the locker, but we laugh now. I wouldn't
Not today. 9 after the hour, 7:09 in studio, and it got down to this: Michael Hancock and Chris Romer, and. You know, there's a lot of people writing that's not an exciting election, and you've heard all that,
yes.
And the low turnout and all this kind of stuff. You know, it's difficult, I think, because some people think it's a bland, like there's what are the big issues, and you know, Denver politics are all pretty much going to run the same, except down to this. And like I said, we want to see you win. The morning show wants to see Hancock win, but. So what's going on with all of this? Well,
I mean, the campaign's off and running. We are. I've committed to running a positive campaign. I will respond with the facts when attacked. I believe in that. That's the Thunderbolt way. But we're going to do our homework. We're not going to throw ideas out there and hope they stick like noodles on a wall. The reality is we're going to do our homework. And I think the people of Denver deserve a good vetting of ideas and vision for the future.
Is the city broke?
The city is just like a lot of other cities across the country, challenged. But I tell you, Peter, we should be, as a city, as voters in this city, we've come through 2 successive recessions, consecutive recessions, excuse me, and we should be proud of the fact that this city, one, has done its charter mandate of balancing the budget every year. We've made the difficult decisions. City employees have made sacrifices. City residents have made sacrifices. We don't have a lot of the same services or level of services that we had, say, 6, 7 years ago. Things have changed, but this is not a city you find in the chronicles of newspapers all over this country like Detroit and San Diego. We're on the brink of bankruptcy.
Yeah, we were talking about Pittsburgh off air. And that's
absolutely. I mean, cities that are absolutely challenged. This city, I believe, have made the right decisions, the difficult moves in order to remain viable, and it's time to take it to the next level now.
The other issue comes up. We'll get phone calls in here just a second. Cops, and you hear, the Denver Post has written about it. People talk about Chief Whitman, I guess Romer U-turned. He was going to drop the manager of safety. Now he says no. I mean, is that how significant of an issue is that?
The manager of safety or his turning?
And the cops.
Well, first of all, the cops. We do have challenges. I mean, you don't make the kind of payouts we've had recently in Denver and not say there's a problem. I mean, but I believe 99% of our officers work hard every day. They want to go and protect and serve the people of Denver, and they want to get home safely. I understand that. I've jumped in the car with them, and I've ridden with them for full shifts. So I know what these men and women do. They're consummate professionals.
Tough job.
Tough job. For the most part, they're social workers, if you think about it. And I've been with them on critical calls with shootings, as well as just walking in someone's home and not knowing what to expect. And I'll tell you, they are consummate professionals. Every once in a while, or not every once in a while, almost quite a bit. Recently, we've had a few who've stepped over the line. And if you look at it, we've had a core number of officers, same names that are repeated in every story. And so we've had early warnings. We've got to get better at efficient and expeditious discipline. And we've got to begin to work to change that culture.
The one also that came up, of course, is the jail, the Marvin Booker.
The Marvin Booker case.
And there's supposed to be more tape. And yesterday we had somebody on, and we had some other people on about the Marvin Booker story. And apparently, according to David Lane, one officer is involved in 2 deaths. I heard that from David Lane. Is that part of the same thing with the cops, or is that just people off the leash?
I think it's hard to say that because these are sheriffs.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't only, but I've looked at the police much more closely than I've looked at the sheriffs. But I can tell you that, you know, you have a manager of safety, the mayor, and the independent monitor who looked at the Marvin Booker case very closely. I have not seen the tape. And so, you know, they all have come out and said there's been a thorough investigation. I think what you've seen with Mayor Vidal and manager of safety Garcia is the willingness, the leadership, and the boldness to make decisions when they believe officers, through their investigations, have stepped over the line. And we've seen them fire officers, what, 6 so far?
Yeah, and back other guys.
And back other guys.
Sure.
And so, you know, they say they have done a thorough investigation. They've looked at the video. I have not. And at this point in time, until I do, I'll take their determination with the officers.
All right, here's what we're going to do. 14 after the hour.
All right.
That's right. Shoot the dice. I'm Peter Boyles, and this is the KHOW official candidate, Michael Hancock. Because if he wins, he's taking the Sheik along with him as a press secretary. And I'm Sheik free.
That's right.
Just for my sake, my presence, and my good nature for this guy.
And I'll be there. I'm coming to see him again as mayor of Denver.
Vote Hancock.